How to mend and/or alter clothing. You can start with basics like seam repair and hemming pants that are too long and progress to slightly more advanced techniques like zipper replacement and patching worn-out jeans in a nearly invisible manner. As a human being who continues to be alive, my weight tends to fluctuate within a 20-pound range. I have some pants in my larger size that I've taken in and let out a few times over the past decade, and it's saved me so much money and closet space to just be able to alter them as needed. I also knit, and understanding how knit fabric is constructed has allowed me to invisibly darn and repair torn or snagged sweaters. Learning basic personal finance management can be transformative. In my experience, understanding budgeting, compound interest, and debt management takes focused effort over a few weeks, but provides lifelong benefits. It's a practical skill that directly impacts your financial freedom and reduces stress. Meditating. As someone that suffers from mental health issues and chronic physical issues, learning to meditate has nearly cut the effects of those issues by at least 75%. It's allowed me to function off of medication nearly as well as when I'm on it. In my opinion, it's the most important thing, and I haven't known anyone who has tried it and not had some revelatory life-changing experience as a direct result from just a quick 5 minutes a day. If we all did as much, the world would be a much better place. Start small, baby steps. Do the best you can every day and never give up. Boxing. Won't win any competition, but knowing a basic fighting stance, how to keep your guard up and throwing a 1-2 could literally save your life. Speaking from experience, learning how to weight lift and with proper form. Since weight training in some form is so important and beneficial to health throughout all age ranges and genders, finding a place, like a good CrossFit gym, to learn and become comfortable with weights, lifts, and workout format is an extremely useful skill that can then be done at home with the right equipment or in any gym for rest of your life. Proper touch typing, typing without looking at your hands. It sounds boring, but hear me out. If you work in an office or spend any time on a computer, you are likely wasting hours of your life hunting and pecking with 2 fingers. Spend 20 minutes a day for 3 weeks on a free site like Keyber or Tipping Club. Once it clicks, you stop thinking about where the keys are and just think about what you want to say. It removes the friction between your brain and the screen. It is genuinely the highest ROI, return on investment, skill I have ever learned. Kicking the doom-scrolling habit. I suddenly have heaps more time in my life to do the things I really want to do, and importantly, the motivation to do them. It's really positively impacted my critical thinking skills, my impulse control, my productivity, etc. Yeah, I'm no longer up to date with the trend of the day, but the ability to form my own opinions about things has been very refreshing. Dancing. In high school, my friend asked me to the dance, and I made a total idiot of myself because I just didn't know how. It killed the vibe entirely. When homecoming came around, I had managed to find a date, and I made a promise to myself that I'd learn how to both a basic shuffle and slow dance in 2 weeks. It totally worked, and I've rocked the center of every single dance circle I've seen since. As the years go by, I find more and more of my natural rhythm and get surprisingly better. Seeing people dance makes me genuinely happy, and knowing how to dance myself is a game changer. There's literally unlimited amount of easy to complex videos and stastic talks of how to prepare meals. Really isn't difficult, just takes trial and error effort and basic understanding of things. Cold approaching. I didn't mean picking up women to sleep with them. I mean the broad art of being comfortable and habitual with striking up conversations with strangers anywhere and everywhere. It typically takes a few weeks of regular practice to get over nerves, etc., but things that have occurred for me by approaching strangers. Future business partnerships that netted me thousands of dollars, new career opportunities, invitations to parties I didn't know about before, new best friendships, free healthcare. They happened to be a doctor who I became best friends with, etc. Simple networking can change your life. I see there are a bunch of finance comments. Learning to track expenses and take control of your money. The biggest for me was to start tracking all of our family accounts and spending using Monarch. Easily track cash flow, subscriptions, and all investment accounts in one place. Link your mortgage and any other loans for enhanced view. Know your net worth. The next piece would be to use an investment app like M1. This allows you to auto-invest in stocks. When you build up enough equity, you can take margin loans against those stocks for miscellaneous expenses. Game changer. Get out of the high interest rate BS. Anger management. Seriously, it's less complicated or hard than you might think. Some people might take years practicing it, but I've been working with a woman who just clicked in less than a week. It's turned her relationship around. People don't try because they think they are controlled by their anger. It'll be impossible. But they're not, it isn't. Basic survival can be learned, definitely not mastered. But how to find fresh water, make fire, etc. are basic things. A person could learn in a week to at least survive if they needed to. Focus. The difference in results between people often lies in their level of focus when doing the same task. Focus is something that can be cultivated through deliberate practice, and I am an example of this. After persisting for 2 or 3 weeks, the biggest change wasn't a dramatic increase in efficiency, but rather that I felt less tired when working, and the initial resistance to starting a task significantly decreased. Cold during these drops to the negatives Fahrenheit. You can learn some basic crochet stitches and pattern reading and be on your way to making a blanket in a day. You might even finish it in 4 weeks if you like doing it. Make some for your home, your car, your friends, your family. Everyone gets a blanket whether they like it or not. It's meditative and practical. Okay, maybe not life changer, but it is fun. In Japanese, when they borrow words from English, they usually write them in the alphabet called katakana. This means, if you learn katakana, you will be able to read English words written in Japanese, which can be quite fun. It takes a bit of getting used to because it is a little bit off, but you can learn to understand the quirks. Here is an example. Jimuo ba game over. Tying basic knots correctly. Learn to tie a bowline, half hitches, tautline hitch, square knot, and maybe baker's knot. You won't ever struggle to untie things, and you don't need 10 granny knots to keep it from coming loose. Creativity. Sounds vague, and it could be applied in a countless assortment of hobbies and skills. But the benefits of having a solid level of confidence in a skill that allows you take creative control has a massive impact on every aspect of your life. Picking a subject and putting 100 hours into it will make you hugely competent, and people will notice. Photography, woodwork, painting, writing, whatever. Stretching every day. Spend 10 minutes, 30 minutes a day stretching and some basic yoga moves. Your flexibility will improve so much. Also get yourself a foam roller. My back and legs has never felt so good. Yes, as you get older you can prevent so much pain and injury with a few minutes of stretching a day. Yes, as you get older you can prevent so much pain and injury with a few minutes of stretching a day. Critical thinking helps you make better decisions and avoid potentially bad mistakes, and helps with a lot of other things that make up everyday life that might seem small at first and on their own, but over time become larger and more consequential. Critical thinking makes you instantly smarter in almost all things that matter, without needing to become an expert in all those things. Dancing. When you learn how to dance, you essentially become much more in tune with your body and relearn how to simply move. I remember how, when I learned as a teen, all of a sudden I started to realize how I was being inefficient with little movements and completely changed them so that I was wasting less energy and getting more out of each movement I made. Exercise. If you spend a month, preferably supervised, practicing the basic barbell, dumbbell, and calisthenic lifts, you'll be golden for life. Learn how to run at a pace you can sustain and enjoy, and learn to stretch. All very easy to learn. It's practicing it over a lifetime that's important.